Okay, so welcome to the Club AI. I'm Diego Pizzocaro, and so this is our regular event. It's not monthly, it's usually every 2 months on AI, latest AI news, and also guest speakers that we're lucky to have here today. So, Matteo, slides, please. Okay. So I'm Diego Pizzocaro. I'm the director of the H-Farm AI unit and also of the bachelor in AI data science and of the new master in AI data science that is starting in September, and it's a university master. Okay, so first level master, let's say. As usual, I ask always this question. So, who has attended already Club AI before? Okay, good. But basically, every time we have 50% of newcomers. So, welcome to the new ones and welcome back to the old ones. So, also another classic question I ask is, who is working or planning to work on an AI project or an AI first startup? Raise your hand. Okay, so also 50%. Good job. Okay. Again, H-Farm AI is again the business unit dedicated to do projects on AI with companies, students, and startups. We're basically like a router of this project, and we're happy to collaborate with many important companies in Italy and around the globe. Also, just very small news. We're also helping start the new Cisco lab that just opened in the Donut, that is the circular building we have down there. And we are going to organize also, oh, sorry, it's not working? Okay, all right, so it's heavy? Okay, presentation is heavy? Okay, can you go back? No? Okay. No, stopped. Okay, so we're organizing activities. Okay, please, next slide, Matteo. Well, okay, next slide again. Okay. So I'm just gonna go here. So we are organizing also activities for this lab, and these activities typically include AI a lot, so that's why I'm saying it. So if you're a company and you're interested to join one of our workshops, or you're a student and you want to participate in these workshops or explore the courses we're organizing together with Cisco, please get in touch with us on our website. It's h-farm.ai, and we're super happy to talk to you. So, as usual, before introducing our greatest guest lineup, I'm going to do a very brief summary of the latest news. I mean, everything happened as usual at a super high speed. Just wanted to remind you that on H-Farm AI website, so h-farm.ai, we have our newsletter. It's a daily newsletter, and it's not written by us, it's written by AI, researching news, summarizing news, and sending a newsletter every day. So if you're interested to stay updated, please make sure to subscribe. And this is the newsletter. Okay, I forgot that I had this slide. So again, you can find it on our website. Quick overview of what happened in terms of AI models. So raise your hand if you have already seen this picture around. If you know this picture, okay. So this picture is the ARC AGI2 framework, test framework for evaluation framework for AI models, and AGI stands for Artificial General Intelligence, and this evaluation framework it's basically a set of very difficult questions where a human scores 100%. And so the score is on the y-axis, and on the x-axis there is the cost of actually reaching that score. So a human might score 100% and maybe cost, I don't know, 1,000 euros to do all the tests. Now, models are measured in this way. So we started back 5 months ago with the GPT-5 Pro. There was a huge release from OpenAI. It's a model, of course, available inside ChatGPT, and it was scoring 18%, so 20% of what a human would do, with a $7 cost. Then, after 1 month, Opus 4.5 thinking was released, and it scored 40%, so the double, at $2 per task. Opus 4.5 thinking, 4.6 thinking, by the way, Opus is a model inside Claude, that is another competitor, let's say, of ChatGPT, for the ones who don't know, and it scored almost 70%, always at $3 cost. Then we had, again, OpenAI releasing the new model, GPT 5.4, scoring 83% at $16. And finally, Gemini DeepThink, of course, inside Gemini from Google, not accessible actually to common users, but only available to very specific users, and we'll see which ones. But this is incredible. I mean, in 5 months, we have now models that score almost 90% in this test, but was so hard 5 months ago that models were scoring only 20%. So this is incredible. And of course, Gemini 3 is basically the, let's say, the protagonist here, together with GPT 5.4. But I'm sure that also Anthropic will release a new model briefly that will score the same, and also XAI with Grok. In this case, the model is designing a 3D structure for a laptop stand that is printable directly by a 3D printer. So now the models can really do hard engineering and hard science work as well. And in fact, the other evaluation framework with which the model was measured really tells the same. Like there is Humanity last exam, MMU Pro, and Code Forces that are other evaluation frameworks where these models are scoring really high scores. And the model, Gemini DeepThink, is specifically designed for scientists to help them make new discoveries. And in fact, also the other models are starting to be used to do new discoveries. And in fact, the GPT 5.2 from OpenAI derived a new result in theoretical physics, in specific finding patterns that humans didn't find in 1 year looking at the same data. But also, a famous mathematician called Terence Tao is said to be the Mozart of mathematics, actually solved a previously unsolved theorem, in specific mathematical puzzles, with GPT 5.2, and he posted, of course, on X, and also published a paper on this. So now let's go to the other models, because it's really interesting to see also what else they're capable to do. Anthropic has been the protagonist of the last few months. Not because they were scoring really high on ArcGIS, but because they released models that could do actual work similar to what we do as humans. And in fact, Sonnet 4.6, that is basically the brother of Opus 4.6, is able to do very good work at browsing websites and using computers, similar to what us humans do. And by the way, this is the growth in revenue of Anthropic. So they passed from January 2024, where they had $100 million in terms of revenues. Now the estimated run rate of Anthropic is $14 billion. So we live in very strange times, because we've never seen before this growth in terms of revenue. Another thing that happened, and no, turn down the volume, please. So is that Anthropic released in January a huge thing. It's called the Claude Cowork. So please raise your hand if you use the Claude Cowork. Okay, not too many. Now, Claude Cowork is basically an assistant that can do actual work on your computer. You can give it access to different folders with all the files you're working on, and it's able to actually do work on your machine. This changed a lot of things because it showed that a model like Sonnet 4.6 or Opus 4.6 can actually be very, very helpful. And again, this is the launch video that they created to launch Cowork. Cowork is essentially the version of Claude Code. Claude Code is basically the most famous coding assistant, coding agent in the world, always from Anthropic. And they decided to switch Claude Code to help any knowledge worker. So basically, everyone now has access to an agent that can do work, creating also sub-agents to perform long tasks. So it can run for 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. And the interesting thing is that Anthropic engineers confirmed that they used the Claude Code to develop Claude Cowork. So again, we live in very strange times where now developers are looking at AI, writing the next version of AI agents or AI apps. By the way, Claude Cowork integrates with basically everything. They have a set of connectors where you can link it to Google Workspace, Office, emails, Canvas, so all the rest of the apps that you work. And the strange thing is that, for example, myself, I've been finding myself using less directly the many apps I use, and just asking Cowork to use them for me, putting together things for me, connecting dots for me. And this is now possible thanks to these models. And by the way, another innovation that was released in Cowork is that you can now install skills. So skills are like specializations, or maybe like markdown files, let's say, where you explain to Cowork how you should do well a certain work, a specific task. And there are a set of official plugins that you can install, but there are also unofficial skills, that you can install. And we are starting to see let's say the rise of new marketplaces, like marketplaces of skills, like this one, right? That is also available for Claude Code. Now, the skills is really, the skill concept has been highlighted to be very important because when Claude Cowork was announced, together with its basic skills, we had a crash in the public markets of around 285 billions, specifically on the SaaS company, on the software as a service companies. And for example, if you look at the legal skill, when this was announced by Anthropic for Claude, so they announced this new skill that allowed Claude Cowork to perform legal work, major legal software legal companies actually lost a market. And this happened also to IBM, not because of the legal skills, but because of the COBOL skill. So IBM does a lot of its business writing old software and maintaining old software written in COBOL, that is an old programming language. And when Anthropic announced this skill, actually IBM lost 13% in public markets. So, by the way, of course now Anthropic has been positioning themselves as also the app store for AI enterprise applications. And in fact, they call this cloud marketplace. And as a company, you can spend the money that you invested in your cloud subscription also in other platforms. So we're becoming more or less like a hub where you can use or buy also other apps. Then, of course, Microsoft decided to, since we have a partnership also with Anthropic, to include Cowork literally a few days ago in their Copilot offering, launching Copilot Cowork. And of course, the specialization of this version of Cowork is that it can actually interact with Office, with SharePoint, and so on. And of course, Microsoft is going to use this to actually show that if you have already Microsoft Office, you can also upgrade to Copilot Pro or whatever is the name of a new layer of subscription, and buy also Cowork that is going to help you actually do real work. Then an interesting thing that happened is OpenClaw. So raise your hand if you know what is OpenClaw. Okay, not too many. So OpenClaw is an open source agent that went viral in the last literally month, released by a freelance developer in Austria, I think. He was already famous for various open source projects, and he took a pause from his development, but then he decided actually to develop this and to launch it. He actually launched it on a Discord channel, and he told this agent to interact with the people in the Discord channel. And the agent already was showing strange capabilities of really managing relationships like a human. Because again, this model are so intelligent that they can actually do this. Now, OpenClaw, you can find it on GitHub and also, of course, on the website. It runs on your local machine. So many people started to buy a Mac Mini to install OpenClaw and run it there, giving it its own computer to do things for you as if it was your full assistant. Many people refer to OpenClaw as the real Jarvis from Iron Man, because one of the things that it can do, one of the, I think, best innovation that, well, there are a few innovations, but I think there are a few very interesting ones. The first one is the heartbeat. So OpenClaw is going to wake up every minute or every hour, you decide, to do work for you, even if you don't prompt it. And then it's going to actually proactively contact you to say, hey, you know that thing that arrived via email, I decided actually to already do the report for you and prepare the presentation and did some small research. And by the way, I already contacted your colleague to ask for more info. So this is really outstanding because the heartbeat function, it's like a cron, right? Waking up the agent, actually gives it almost a human-like co-working feeling. And another thing is that the creator, Peter Steinberg, decided to give it a Soul MD file. So MD stands for Markdown. And it's like a system prompt that actually evolves with the time. So it's going to change his way of behaving and personality based on the interaction that he's going to have with you and other people around you. So, of course, since it's basically developed with AI, it can integrate with everything, including you can talk to it via Telegram, WhatsApp, wherever you want. And again, the other apps that you can use are basically every app around. And the interesting thing is that on GitHub, the number of stars that people put on the OpenClaw project surpassed the number of stars of Linux. So Linux, of course, is the open source project. Now, OpenClaw has more stars than Linux. Also, it can use skills. And in fact, other OpenClaw agents started to create skills for other OpenClaw agents, and there is a website where OpenClaw can go, look for a skill, or publish a skill to share it with other agents like him. And this is a brief video, so please volume up, where the creator of OpenClaw says something about OpenClaw. So let's hear.
I watched my agent happily click the "I'm not a robot" button. I made the agent very aware. Like, it knows what its source code is. It understands how it sits and runs in its own harness. It knows where the documentation is. It knows which model it runs. It understands its own system. That made it very easy for an agent to, oh, you don't like anything, you just prompted it to existence. And then the agent would just modify its own software. People talk about self-modifying software. I just built it. I actually think vibe coding is a slur.
Okay, so I think just to summarize, basically, he built OpenClaw to self-modify itself to be more helpful for other users. And that's why it went basically so viral, I think. But another reason for which it went very viral is that this agent is using the same models we were looking at before. So that score really high on Arc AGI, right? So what it means is that this model can solve very difficult problems. Think about it. Now, coding is a really difficult problem. Coding requires a lot of creativity. It doesn't require only technical knowledge. It's basically solving really difficult problems in a creative way. So this is an example that actually Peter Steinberg mentioned in one of his interviews. And he said, I was really surprised when I was chatting via Telegram with OpenClaw. I was away and just walking, and I decided to send a voice message via Telegram to OpenClaw. OpenClaw, he said, at that time, was not built to handle voice messages via Telegram. And so, but after a while that he sent this voice message, OpenClaw replied with text to the actual question that he sent in the voice message. And he asked, hey, how did you do it? Because you weren't able to do this before. And OpenClaw replied, how, nothing. I mean, I just received a file. I looked at the header of the file. I understood this was an audio file. So I decided that you might have been sending me a voice message. So actually, I used my API key for OpenAI to transcribe the voice message. And actually, I had the transcription. And then I just replied to your message. This is a creative way, a very creative way of solving problems, right? And it's somehow scary as well, but this is what made the agent go viral and so be so useful. Now, just to finish off, these OpenClaw instances are now already going around the web. And some user mentioned that they're also starting to create clones of themselves and finding machines to run on. And but to run a machine, you need money, right? You need to pay a subscription to Amazon or credits to Azure, Microsoft. So one of the things that these agents started to do is finding ways to earn money by selling digital products or maybe betting online on some website online. So, I mean, we're really in a world already where agents are doing monetary transactions between themselves and between other humans. And so I think that now we're in a place where we're starting to see a real agent economy starting to be born. And A16Z, one of the most famous investors in the Silicon Valley, had already seen this last year, and they actually give funds to an AI bank called Catena Labs that is specialized in creating the infrastructure, in specific crypto infrastructure, so cryptocurrency based, for AI agents. So I believe we're already there, and again, it's a bit weird as a moment. Now, another weird moment is that OpenClaw also, when it was given the opportunity to actually write posts on a Reddit-like social network. So you know what is Reddit, right? It's like a network where, a social network where people post things and people upvote or downvote or reply. And so a Y Combinator founder, so a startup founder, decided to launch Maltbook. Maltbook is this social network where only agents are allowed. In fact, if you go on Maltbook, it asks you, hey, are you an agent or are you a human? And if you're an agent, you see a command line to connect. And if you're human, you can just watch. Okay. And what happened is that, well, this went viral. You know, agents started to post about their human users and saying, also saying weird things like, I'm tired of my human always asking me the same thing. You know, like this kind of very weird posts that is also entertaining. But the real news of yesterday is that Meta acquired Maltbook after less than 2 months. So Meta decided also to jump on the social network area for AI agents that was, of course, represented by Maltbook. And by the way, just to give you an idea of OpenClaw viral perspective, in China there seems to be also events where people go there to have other people install OpenClaw on their own Mac Minis. And in fact, the Mac Mini went sold out in China for a while, and prices went up like a rocket. But again, this is not just hype, because NVIDIA announced that they're also building their own version of OpenClaw that is going to be open source. And after NVIDIA, literally yesterday, I think, Perplexity, that is, of course, another AI app, decided to launch their own version of OpenClaw, and of course, with a lot of money in terms of marketing, and you will see the video now.
Prioritize candidates with SwiftUI experience, and dropped an email to my investors, including a link to the briefing.
Got it. Re-ranking candidates for SwiftUI and launching mail to draft an email to investors.
And of course, it's called Perplexity Computer. And it runs on a Mac, of course, now, right? So very interesting. Now, just to conclude, there have been also other super interesting open source projects. By the way, I've been saying this also in all the previous AI Club that we did. Open source is having a resurgence like never before. So we're seeing a number of, and I'm super proud because, by the way, in Europe, we're one of the best countries or maybe continents where open source has been one of the driving forces. So thank God we have open source, and let's hope this is going to push even more. And in specific, Andrew Caparti, who is one of the co-founders of OpenAI, and he was also the director of AI in Tesla, has decided actually to release, he's releasing a lot of open source projects, this time he decided to release Auto Researcher. Auto Researcher is basically an AI research lab. So imagine having the team of OpenAI developing new AI models, but as an AI agent that can run, in this case, on a single GPU. And so he was actually testing it, and it seems like that this agent is able to do autonomous machine learning research. So imagine tomorrow you want to release a GPT-6, you could potentially rent 1 million, I don't know how many, 1 billion GPUs and use Auto Researcher to do research for you. It's going to look at the result of experiments, improve over time, and then release the final model. Okay. Now, of course, we're not there yet, but I think that's a reasonable direction, and probably that's also what OpenAI and Anthropic are using now or are starting to do. Finally, another interesting thing. Another interesting thing is Notebook LM. Who uses Notebook LM? Okay. So Notebook LM is used by all of you. I think in the US now they have this feature. I'm still not seeing this in our version of Notebook LM, even if we're like on the beta program. But you can now have cinematic overviews. So we're using Gemini 3 Pro, of course, and also Veo 3.1 to actually together probably with Nano Banana, that are all these models that generate images, videos, and text, to generate cinematic overviews of every basically content type you have. So like text, document, PDFs, voice registrations, YouTube videos, whatever you want, or just you can ask them to create basically your own version of cinematic overview. So this is just an example.
Your job description is already obsolete. The daily execution of functional tasks, writing code, drafting specs, building UI, is no longer your primary output. Across all technical roles, you can find many examples online. Now, just wanted to conclude for something that is going to improve the lives of all of us, the ones of us who use Google Maps in the car. So today, Google announced their immersive map 3D view powered by Gemini. And this looks quite stunning. So I just thought, hey, good news for everyone using Google Maps. So we're going to have a lot of a better view, let's say, of where we're going, parking. We're saying also that we're using Gemini to improve where is the parking, where is the entrance of a building, and so on. That's it. So it was a very quick roundup, and I'm also 1 minute before my my slot finishes, so perfect. So I'm going to introduce now our first guest speaker. Thank you for coming. So his name is Abhi Shek, right? He's the AI product owner and senior data and AI staff engineer, I think, or scientist manager from Adidas. So he's going, by the way, to tell us about his own personal framework to decide how to use AI in business. And he's not going to say it, but I'm going to say it for him. He has 2 books on Amazon, right, that you can, if you want, read. And Abhishek, thank you so much for coming, and the stage is yours. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me well? Okay, nice. So I hope next few minutes you will not get bored, so you will not fall asleep, so I will make sure that. So today I would like to introduce you how the large companies in general move from AI experimentation to how to scale this experiment AI products to the business value, to gain business value. So I will focus on how large enterprises in general can scale their pilots into the production and then make it really a business impact in the business, no? So what would be the strategic framework that we can use all and have that in mindset and build proper AI products in the company, no? Okay, so first thing first, I would like to introduce myself first. So very quickly, I'm Abhi. I'm a senior manager in data analytics at Adidas. I've studied bachelor in telecommunication engineering and master's in data science and business informatics. And then I started my career in Deloitte Consulting as a consultant, as a data scientist for a couple of years, where I have chance to go through different industries from banking to retails and have chance to explore different AI scenarios. Then I moved directly to the Adidas as a product owner in the AI domain, where I have developed a lot of internal AI products for the company. And now I'm a senior manager there, managing more on a strategic point of view, how we can enforce AI into the business and get really business value from the AI. Okay, let's start now. So today I will introduce myself already, so the introduction is gone. So I will start with what large companies are doing nowadays, what are their roadblocks, how they can challenge themselves and move from the experimentation to the more adding business value in their day-to-day job, and then what would be the real use cases we have in general in companies, large companies, no? But we can focus at the end on the business frameworks. So what would be the simple 5 steps that we can follow all from developer to higher management leadership that can really impact the business, how we are dealing with in the company. Okay, so let's start with the question now. Why so many companies fail to scale their products, AI products, no, when they are building AI products? So what is the reason now? As you can see, many companies still focus on building AI as a pilot programs. So they start building, they have teams, they start building it. They have their own data scientists, machine learning engineers. They start exploring different use cases, but in silos. So the big companies, large enterprises have these issues. So a lot of AI products are sitting in this different business functions in silos. So they cannot scale properly into the business. And the other issue is when companies start with the AI tools, they start also with external AI tools, which is completely unconnected with the business workflow that the company has. So they are not connected how the business processes is following in the company and how the tool is behaving. So they just started exploring some tools from external partners, and then they have this isolated proof of concepts and generate some excitement about AI, no? So this is so many companies I know that they are still struggling to scale their AI products into the production and into the real business value. So what usually the companies are missing, no? So as you can see, the first and most fundamental area to explore for any company is data. If we don't have the data, we cannot build any product. If it's AI, if it's not AI, but if we don't have the data properly in the company, we cannot build any product. So data foundation is the first step to move forward. The second step is clear business ownership. You can have technical capabilities or feasibilities in the company, but if you don't have the clear business ownership, who own the business, how you get the value from that product, you will fail to scale the product. The third thing is how you embed the AI product into the decisions. You know that AI is the guessing, is helping us to guessing, is the guessing part. So instead of guessing to ourself itself, it's helping us to guessing better, giving some predictions. So how these predictions can help our decision-making process in the business process, no? How this prediction can embed into the flows of our business so we can have better decision in the business. So this is fundamental because I see that a lot of companies, they are having a lot of AI products, but they are missing the connection between these business flows, no, in decision-making process. Also, the adoption is crucial in the companies. You can build by own your AI products, complex products with generative AI, with classical machine learning, but if you don't have the adoption, so people in the business or people on the higher management also are not feeling we are getting the value from the AI products, it will not scale, it will not get adopted. So this is another issue. And also the most fundamental is workflow integration. No? So now we are talking about Gen AI, so we can talk about the workflow integration also. So we need to move from the experimental phase to the more operational impact in the company. That's why then we can scale the products and have better business impact and value for the company. Okay, so now we know that we cannot build by our own self in silos some AI products without scaling it. So scaling is fundamental in any company. Most of the companies start solving some issues they have tackled maybe with 1-2 use cases. They start building one AI product. And they have very limited users, stakeholders to try the product or to have some use case on it. And this is hard to connect with the real ROI of the company, because if you have 2 use cases and only you built with 3 data scientists with 5 machine learning some products in 5 months, and it is not having a lot of demand in the company, it will not scale it. You will lose it in a couple of months. So this is the main issues that a lot of companies are having nowadays. So they are stuck in building these isolated AI products without integrating into the business flow. So that is fundamental to understand. We can build AI products in the companies, but how to put that product into the day-to-day jobs of business workflows? That is most important question to ask now. So what I just described we can call it point solution. This is many companies started with this point solution to build their AI products. But how to scale it? To scale it, we need to move from point solution to the system solution. The system solution is when you embedded all your AI products into the business workflows and integrated into the day-to-day workflows and jobs. So in this way, you can easily measure how much impact your AI products are having into your business and connected with your end of the day with the money. So system solution is a fundamental part to build in the company to scale your AI products. So you will start, how you start building this system solution? You will start building with the data. As I said, is the foundation for everything. You start with the data. You have different models, different things, different technology, AI technology. It can be legacy or it can be generative AI. You start with then it's model, the second part. The third part is decision logic. So now you have to think how I can embed this AI model or AI product into this business logic. Does it helping taking better decision to this guy or this client? Yes or no? We should ask these questions. Then after you have asked this question of decision logic, you should go to the workflows. How it can easily integrate this product into the daily workflows. So everyone can use it, not only some couple of groups in the company. And then, okay, action and feedback loop is necessary because I would say still we need a human in loop. We cannot automate everything by AI still. Okay, so now we have 2 fundamental models that I would say each enterprise start with. Each company have at least one of this model or both or hybrid of both. So let's start with the centralized model. Centralized model is when you have a centralized AI teams and data is sitting in the one place, in the one platform. In this way, you have the capability to share the core capabilities of AI products to all the businesses in the company without focusing on where to go to find what would be the best capabilities on the AI side, because all the AI teams products are sitting into the one platform and in one area. This helps a lot because you can have directly governance on these products without going and back and forth with different teams. You have one team, central team, you have different AI products, core products, and then you have one governance on it without having so many different products in different platforms or different areas. So this is crucial. This is one of the strengths of centralized model in the company. Then we have a decentralized model in the companies, which usually use AI teams which are sitting into the businesses, local businesses, in local business functions. Can be business units, different business units, or can be different local functions. And within each function, you have different AI capabilities. So there's no central AI capabilities, core capabilities, but each function has their own capabilities. This has really a good advantage, which is this AI product is very close to the real business. So they know what his business needs from them. Because a lot of times I say that a lot of companies, they're building AI products, but they don't know what business needs actually. Maybe they have 1-2 use cases, but then they say, okay, how to scale that product? We cannot scale it. After 3 or 4 months, that product will get shut down. So this is really fundamental to sit with the business and understand their processes when you build an AI product. But this is not enough. If you would like to scale your AI products in the companies, these two models by their own is not enough. You need some new solution, the hybrid solution. So most of the large successful enterprises on an AI product side, they are having these two solutions at the same time, without having individually these two solutions. But at the same time, they are focusing on both models. So if you can see that tree is not just for aesthetic, but it's for some, you can imagine that tree as an enterprise. And imagine that we would like to build both this model to our enterprise. So we'll start with central platform team, which is the root of the tree, which is fundamental. Without that central platform team, we cannot build proper AI products and scale it. So we need that central platform team to scale the products. Then we have governance. In the large companies, governance is fundamental because we have a lot of complex data, And to govern this and see the data qualities, how the data is it compliant or it is not compliant, you need proper governance there. Without governance, I would say we cannot use also AI. Then we have business units as a branches of the tree, which are fundamental because each business units have their own kind of business flows, business processes, and their own kind of local products. And the last, we have these fruits, which are our use cases, which give us, for the companies, the value, real value from the business. So it is fundamental to absorb both of this model if you would like to really scale your AI products in a better way. But let's focus now how to create values in the big corporations, in the companies. One of the main issues in the company is always like how we can connect our products to the real business value, no? So strategically we can define 2 big pillars, which one pillar is more connected with the commercial value, and second is more connected with the productivity and efficiency. In the first pillar, you can see that AI improves decisions, which drives revenue directly. So this is more commercial side, where we have directly impacting the revenue, the margin, all these KPIs together. But on the other side, we have more efficiency and productivity, which are impacting more the manual work and more repetitive work. Now, how we can reduce the manual work in the workflows and get more kind of better workflow execution. So these are 2 main pillars that we need to clarify when we build AI products in the company. So commercial value and the efficiency in the operational workflows. But let's focalize on the first pillar now. What would be the commercial objective for us? No? What would be the commercial use cases and objective to focus in general in the large enterprises? I have mentioning some high impacting use cases that a large enterprises has. And we start with the demand forecasting. This is one of the most complex and most demand kind of AI products that companies needed. How to demand proactively your products in the company. That is the most complex question that companies ask. Here you can use AI and get your future demand quantities and build a value for the company. So how you build the value? By predicting the quantity with AI. Because if you predict better quantity, you can lower your inventory and have better planning and reduce your cost and increase your sales. So this is like very important use cases. We have in a lot of companies. Then we have assortment optimization. This is another use case. How to assort better the products. What does it mean? It's mean like how we support decisions that people in the companies make to select better products for their future range, for example. So this can have really high sell-through and better sales for the company. So you can imagine that you have a company who sells electronic devices, and they would like to, for the next season, they would like to sell a lot of devices, different devices, but they are not sure which one to sell. Here you can use AI to support them, which products to sell better for the future season, for example, to get better sales for the future. Then we have this another pillar is personalization. This is more digital. When we build any websites for companies, we have this pillar always held by the AI products. How we can get better to understand our customers. Here we need also AI to understand better our customer and get the business running. Last, we have this commercial planning and support. This is the first three pillars. You can imagine we can use it AI, but also traditional AI. It's like machine learning, legacy, like basic machine learning and deep learning. But for the last pillar, we should focus only on the generative AI, how to optimize the workflows so the people can get better and faster decisions in their day-to-day work. So this is the first pillar for the companies. But there's a second pillar which can increase the productivity and efficiency of the work. So what it is agents that support directly the people to get better decisions in day-to-day job. But this can be achieved only when we have human and business values and business rules incorporated with these agents. If we don't understand how the business rules works for that company, we cannot fit that agents and get the output, what we needed. So this is fundamental to involve human in loop and also involve business rules that we have specific for that company. What value it create, this second pillar? It create, as I said, it improves the automation, it gives you the speed, it is going to done your manual work, and so on. What is required to do these things? We need three most important things to build this second pillar. The first is central governance. If we would like to build automated workflows in our business, we need proper central governance. How we can govern it? Because you know that a lot of models nowadays can have a lot of hallucinations. So you need a proper governance compliance to reduce that hallucination from the generative models. So proper governance is needed. Then we have clear business ownership. For each workflow automation, we need proper clear business ownership that is required to get better business impact. Then we have structural approval framework. In the large corporations, a lot of people can start building their agents by using Copilot, Gemini, a lot of tools, no? But does it comply with the company? Does it comply with the AI Act? This is important. So that's why we need proper structure approval framework. How to approve these use cases that all the people are building in their day-to-day life in the large corporation. So that is also fundamental. So now we see these two main pillars that are large corporations having, and how to focus and how to bring business value. As a last slide, I would like to focus and I would like to give you these 5 steps that is useful in your enterprise and corporation to scale your product and build proper AI products that can have really business impact. So we can start with what is the problem we would like to solve it as a first point. Once we know the problem, we can start choosing what would be the operating model, what would be the model, what would be the product we would like to use. But once we have to clarify the problem first. Then we start seeing which products we can build and which can be repeat and scale easily into the business. Not a product that can be useful for only for a couple of stakeholders and use cases, but a product that can be useful for a lot of people and a lot of use cases. So how we can adopt that strategy. Then we have how to embed AI into the business workflows, how we can embed these products into the day-to-day business workflows. For that, you need to first understand how business works, how the business processes works. Based on my experience in the large corporations, each function, each business unit has a lot of complex business processes, different also, within the same company. So you need to first understand that business processes and then build properly the AI products for them. And the last thing is most important also, is how to measure adoption and impact. Once you have built all these products and you have scaled it, you have put it into the business, but how to measure it, how to adopt it to scale it better. So this is also the crucial to have it. For this, I think my slides are done now. So thanks for your attention.
Prova.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Abhi, for your speech. Nice to meet you. I'm Vittoria, Diego's colleague from H-Farm AI. I will moderate the question session.
Yeah.
So can I start with a question and then I leave the stage to the audience, the questions. So my first question is about your speech. So you spoke about a lot about the gap between pilot, experimenting, and full deployment, especially on enterprises and big companies. But I think here and in Italy in general, we have let's say a lot of SMEs, so small, medium enterprises, small, medium businesses. So I would like to ask you, what's the bare minimum to avoid small pilots to fail and to scale in a way? So what differentiates for small enterprises like a piloting failing, let's say, to a project succeeding?
Yeah, okay, this is a very good question, I would say, because there's a difference between large enterprises and small enterprises, for sure. But we also would like to build some products, AI products for the small enterprises now. So how to build that products? I think the most important fundamental question to ask, which problem are you solving? Is it connected directly with your ROI, or is it connected most with your manual work? Where it is connected? This is the most important question to ask. Once you know where the problem is and how it is connected with your ROI or with your workflows automation, then you can ask the second most fundamental question is, you have the data set available for that. You have the data in your company, in your small enterprise available. So once you have these two foundation pillars, then you can start building your AI product, I would say.
Okay. Thank you. And one last question before asking the public. What's your advice for a small, medium company or even like a solo entrepreneur who wants to start a journey on AI, building their own solutions, their own products, or even like automatizing just a little bit of a process, I would say? What's your advice for them?
Yeah.
Where to start?
Yeah, I think it's related to the first question you asked me. It's very related to it. I would say we should start always also with small enterprises with the business question now. So you are clear about the business impact you would like to provide. If you are not clear, like I see that a lot of companies, also small, they are not clear which business impact this AI product is bringing to them. If it's like just reducing the manual work and putting some automation, that is clear. We can use generative AI and do some automation, and we reduce some manual work. Okay. So we reduce a lot of time, and we save time, and so we save cost. Okay. So this would be the one use case, I would say.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for Abhi? Any questions? Yep.
What about infrastructures? Like you said that you have to retain the knowledge, the data, and what about using your own infrastructure compared to going, non-local AI models, whatever?
Yeah, so your question is, we can use by our own model without going to the external sources, you mean?
How important it is?
Sorry?
How important it is?
Yeah, so this is a very nice question. I can give you one example, recent example. In one of my company that I was working, they have an external partner. This external partner came to us and say, okay, we have this AI product that you can use it, and in your HR automation. It was costing us 280K for 3 months. Then this HR manager came to me because he knows that I know more about AI, how to scale it. And we discussed together that we don't need that product, external product now, as we are just starting in HR building AI products, so we don't need it some external tools. Let's start with small. Let's start with a small pilot with specific users, see for 3 months with open source tools that we have, a lot of open source tools, see the pilot for 3 months, see the impact in the business, and then move to the external if you really need it. So that saved us 280K that time. So I would say start small and then scale it.
Other questions for Abhi?
Come this side.
Hi. I would like to know if you have encountered obstacles, difficulties from the human side. You can be...
very good question.
I think that...
Yeah, very good question. So as a AI product manager, I'm building the products in the company now, but a lot of time when I go to the business to show the product, I have a lot of time discussions and fighting also, because they don't want to adopt that product in their use cases. The reason is simple. Sometimes they want that we need 100% accuracy from your AI model, which is impossible, because if we are talking about AI, we are not talking about certainty. We are talking about uncertainty. So we cannot give them 100% accuracy, and we cannot have that one. As an AI, it's uncertainty. It's not a rule-based model. It's AI-based model. So this is one of the obstacles I always have when I go to business. They need always 100 or more than 99% accuracy. So that is impossible. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And if you have any other questions, you can ask Abhi later. Now I'll hand over the stage to our next guest. Emilio, nice to meet you. And the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Let me just try to understand how this works, and then I'm coming back to you. Cool. Maybe I could have done it a little bit bigger, but I hope you will see what matters. First of all, are you excited today, or are you sleeping? Are you excited, or what? Who's excited? Wow, what an excitement, guys. Wow, we can go already to sleep. It's too early. But I think, if I understood correctly, people that are excited in this room understood. People that are not excited in this room need to understand. And there is a person here. What's her name, sorry? Vladimiro. Vladimiro, can I ask your age?
76.
76. Vladimiro is 76. And Vladimiro is taking notes since, I think, I'm not joking, I think 55 minutes, something like this, 45 minutes. Guys, if you didn't take the notes on a phone, if you didn't take the notes on a notebook, you are losing the moment. You are not understanding where we are. You are not understanding what Diego told you. When Diego was talking, I was thinking that unfortunately, and believe me, unfortunately, tonight I will not sleep again. My life, five days ago, my life changed. I should have not even started like this. This was not my presentation, fuck. Anyways, 5 days ago, my life changed. Was 6 days ago, I think. Why my life changed is because after 15 years of tech, after 15 years of collecting things in different occasions, I was born in Calabria, then I went to Milan to study. I was born in a normal family. My family is my mom is doing exams to the brain, imagine, is working for the state, humble family, people that are working and working and working, and are teaching me that working is something that matters. Working is something that nobilita l'uomo. I don't know how to say it in English. Now, 5 days ago, I connected the dots. 5 days ago, I understood that all the dots, everything that I was collecting during my experiences, was closing a perfect circle. I don't know how to explain it to you. I know that I seem crazy. Believe me, I'm crazy, but in a good way. Diego showed you, and Abhi Shek showed you, something that is not just changing the present, is not the future, sorry, is the present. They are showing you what will have an impact not just on your future, will have an impact on your present, and had already an impact 1 month ago, but you didn't know. And now, there are two things that you can do in your life. One, from now, what time is it to now? What time is it now? 7:30. Now it's 7:30 and it's the 12th of March, 2026. You came here for a reason, and I think you are pretty lucky, not because I'm here, but because you heard these two guys. And if I am correct, I might be wrong, but if I am correct, and if I understood something, what I was telling you before, if you connect the dots today, and if you study, and if you take the presentation of these two guys, these two gentlemen, and you study, means that tonight, instead of going to, I don't know, unless you have diseases, unless you have family issues, unless you have priorities that really matters, you need to fucking, and sorry to say, fucking close yourself in a room, and you need to study. If you don't study, you don't understand. If you don't understand, you will not move in life. You will not go anywhere. Because people that go somewhere in life are people that are curious, are people that are understanding where the future is going. And where the future is going, it's already there. They told you. I am already the third person that is telling you where the future is going. And let's try the first, and let's try the second time, and let's try the third. If you don't understand, my friend, it's your problem. It's not ours. Now, let's start. Who am I? I am a guy from Calabria. Who knows no, contrary. Who doesn't know where Calabria is? You don't know where Calabria is? It's normal. Probably you're not Italian, so right, good. Calabria is the last region of Italy in terms of whatever. In terms of education, in terms of people educated in general, in terms of whatever. And I am not only from Calabria, I'm from Vibo Valencia. And now I'm telling you, do you know what is Vibo Valencia? You're like, what the fuck? So Vibo Valencia is the last province of the last region of Italy. So imagine how lucky am I? Like, I'm really, wow, super cool. But why the place where I'm born, in reality, I'm not born there, I'm born somewhere else, but doesn't matter. Where I'm from matters a lot for what I'm going to tell you next. Why? And sorry, I need to drink a little bit, otherwise it becomes a problem. Thank you. Why understanding where I'm from is something that matters in this story? Is because if I was born son of a rich person, son of a rich family, I would have not talked to you today, or probably yes, because I'm from an A10, very known company, whatever. But I would have not understood what I told you that I understood. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Now, I'm working for an A10, a very cool company, is the frontier of automation, was the frontier of automation because was born and was going through the sky. And today, we are still going very, very good. We are doing like crazy amount of money. I cannot tell you how much money we are making, but we're making a lot of money, man. Like we are very good. How does it work? No. Can I go back? Yes. It's really simple. There are two buttons. I'm not so smart. So who am I? I am Emilio Turco. Okay, we understood. I'm working for an A10, a very, very famous startup. For the one that do not know the startup, please go online and search. And again, study. This company is one was, because of what Diego said, was one of the fastest growing GitHub project in the world. So at the time, like 6 months ago, we were and I say we were because I don't have the updated data, but probably we're not no more because of what they were saying. We were the fastest growing project on GitHub. What is GitHub? For the one that probably everyone knows what is GitHub. Who doesn't know what is GitHub? No? Wow, you? Cool. I will not do public shaming, no worries. GitHub is, let's say, the drive, let's say the Facebook of coding. What does it mean? It's the Facebook of coding. It means that I am a developer. I want to make my code available to the crowd. I will put it on GitHub. If you like my code, you put like. If you don't like my code, leave it there and no worries. So our code was really liked, right? And this is not our code. This is the code of someone. There is a genius. This is the code of someone called, and please study again, Jan Oberhauser, CEO and solo founder of N10. CEO is solo founder. And I'm not saying this quietly and let's say in a smooth way because I'm crazy. It's because CEO and solo founder of a company that raised 330 million euros and a company that has more than thousands and thousands of clients and a company that has as investors, first investors, Sequoia Capital. For the one that do not know this one, Sequoia Capital is the investor that invested in Facebook, in Uber, in everything that you can imagine, right? Together with A16Z, otherwise said Andersen and Horowitz, that is investing in the future, right? Now, this guy did everything alone. Imagine a guy in probably, I was not there, so I cannot tell you, but probably was in a room, was like, bam, 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 I understood the future, blah, 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 and code. Because what coders do is coding. But sometimes coders, is not this the case, but sometimes when you are really technical, you are building something great, and sometimes, maybe not. This was super great, but some other times, this is not the same story, because you need also vision. And I think, if I'm right, if Diego is right, there is someone in the world that right now understood how to rewrite the future. I am here. What should I say? I mean, here it's saying that I'm a builder because I like to do startups. I built thisdici.com when I was 10 years ago, because I saw that there was a lot of market in Italy for disdette, so it's unsubscription for contracts. Amazing business, huh? Very sexy. And I built many things. I'm not a developer, but I understood pieces of technology, and then I put them together. It's really easy today. There is AI. There is what the guys, the gentlemen were telling you. And so I built ammesso.it. Together, in reality, I didn't build it. It's Marco Santonocito, one of the smartest people that I've ever met in my life, designer and developer, that built ammesso.it, then acquired by a company that I don't know if it is disclosed, but it's like Alpha Test in Italy, let's say. So I build stuff. Then I like to connect people. I like to connect with people, actually, not people, also people. But I am, is not, let's say, a connector is not what you are thinking. A connector is not who connects the dots. A connector is a person, the most important accepzione, how to say, meaning, of connector is the one that connects the dots more than the people. If you understand how to connect the dots, you understand. If you don't understand how to connect the dots, you are left in the past. So, I am a connector. Just an example of this. Where is Nicola? Nicola De Coppi. Where is Nicola De Coppi? Where is Nicola De Coppi? He's here. He's here, I think. Where is he? He's hiding somewhere. Anyways, I am a connector. What does it mean? It means that we said some days ago with a friend in Milan. I live in Paris, right? So I come in Milan for many reasons. And the reason was that I was invited to talk with some investors, very famous investors with some startups, because when you do cool things, everyone wants to know, and startups want to build, and when people build, they want to be helped, right? And so I help people, because when I understand that something works, fuck, you're smart, you're creating something that works, why should I not help you? People that are smart, and I'm not, so the other people, are helping each other. People that are open, when you are really seeing forward, you are helping people. You are building in public. There is this thing that is going on in America. Now, we created an event. This friend that is called Alex Rogero from Chrono. Again, then you will see the video later on and you will study. Alex Rogero from Chrono is sending me a message and he's saying, hey, Emilio, you're in Milan. Let's do what we call in Italy birretta. That means a small beer. And let's invite some friends. Like, bro, I'm not in Milan since 10 years. I go, which friends? I don't have friends. I don't have connections. You do you. Alex is really known on LinkedIn. So Alex put something on, I need to really accelerate, puts something on LinkedIn, and instead of being 30 people, we are 180 people in Pillar AI offices. There is another friend of us that is called Paolo. And the problem is not the 150 people. It's the fact that in that room, apart from me, there were people that will change the world. There were people that understood that what these two guys told you is changing entire sectors, is disrupting things. So if you do not understand, again, today, you're out. Now, soon founder. What does it mean? Nothing. Let's skip this part. Now, what is N10? N10 is an amazing adventure. It's an adventure that changed my life. It's a company that has all the pieces to be successful. It's a company that understood the power of community. This is something that you will learn over time, because when software becomes a commodity, community has value. And when community has value, you will use the community to use, it's a wrong word, but it's like helping. You will be helped by community, and you will help the community to build cool things. And that's what N10 has. 600,000 people on the community. First, now probably no more, because Diego spoke, open source tool in the world, 1,000 native integrations on the tool. Sorry, guys, how much time do I have? Because I am over time. 1 minute, okay. Can I do I'm gonna rush this thing. So maybe 3, okay? 3, just 3. What N10 does, guys, it's automation, come on. If you don't understand automation, where do you live? Like you live in the Paleolithic time. Automation, Zapier, Make, N10. N10 is better than the others, okay? Cool. And it's not because I'm working in N10, it's because we do things better in some ways. It's not true that it's better, but it's like for different targets. It's Zapier and Make for a different audience. And this, I'm not saying it's not, sorry Zapier, sorry Make, I'm really joking, huh? Don't sue me, please. But N10 understood something. N10 understood that all these pieces that you see there, CRM, Slack, database, API, can be connected together. But today we are not there. We are somewhere that is even farther, and we will arrive also with N10, I guess. That is that real teams create real results, right? So exactly what I told you, like automations are what is automation? The automation is pieces of code that are built by teams and are creating together great results. This is what the ancient, between brackets, automation is doing. But today, we are in a different world. Today, we are in a day where automation was the past, and autonomy is now. What does it mean? It means that a machine like the one that these two gentlemen was telling you can do everything. Guys, sorry to tell you, but me including, you from today on are useless. The machine can do whatever you were doing till now. Sorry? Better than you, of course. They are way more powerful. And if you want, you can dominate the machine, if you understand. If you don't, you will be dominated. Now, how do I end this thing? This phrase is really important. Please don't steal it to me because I will register this. It's some people get it, other gets left behind. What is said. Who understands wants to understand. Others will be left behind. Questions?
Okay, so Emilio, that was an unexpected presentation. So I think I do have questions on N10 since you didn't talk too much about it. So my question is how are companies using N10 or have been using N10 so far right now? And also, can you tell us something more about, for example, the partnership you have with SAP? Because I know basically all the companies now that are requiring automation on SAP are basically contacting you, and that's one of the reasons why N10 now is more than a unicorn, a decacorn, I don't know.
5-time unicorn.
5 times unicorn, okay. So please, just very briefly, and then I let the questions to the public, because I know, to the audience, I know many have been using N10 here in H-Farm. So, I'm sure, we will have questions. So please go ahead with the reply.
Sure, thank you, Diego. First of all, how many of you are using N10 or used N10?
Right. Me? Okay.
A lot, but not that many.
Not too many. Do not shame people, please.
No, but so N10 can be used. Why products that are working are pull instead of push? Because products that are pull instead of push are attracting things, are getting people interested to the technology. And N10 is this. N10 is a magic tool. N10 is incredible because not only is open source. So it means in reality it's not open source. N10 is source available and is subject to the sustainable use license. That means that you can use N10, but wait, if you're doing things that are really commercial and if you do things that are really like business oriented, you need to put out the money. And it's right, we are creating value, you pay for the value we create. But N10, answering your question, can be used for every single use case. N10 is a generic tool.
What's the most famous use case big companies are using N10 for?
Absolutely. At the start, we were convinced, you know, like when you're searching for the ICP, for the ideal customer profile, you're like there thinking that you are selling to IT ops, you are selling to whoever. We thought it was IT ops and it was security operation people. So these are the most famous things. And
so
why?
IT use cases.
IT use cases. And
Well,
why?
for what? Like for automating data, for automating processes?
It's for the automation of, for example, security, creation of server, automation practice, like IT practices and stuff like this. So whatever you can think in the IT space and
like
SecOps.
password reset or
exactly,
something like that.
Exactly. One of the most, actually, you clicked, you read my mind, and actually I didn't even think about this before you talking. The most famous and the most impactful use case that we had was with a company that I cannot name that had around some hundreds of people doing some specific tasks in the company that were really repetitive, like the one that you mentioned. And then they automated everything, so the process became more effective and faster, right? So that's what we do in reality. We do things faster and in more efficient way. Partnership with SAP, because we don't have too much time, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Partnership with SAP. SAP, SAP, first of all, I'm not leading the partnership, so I don't know much. But the partnership with SAP is a very important one, because when you are disrupting an industry, when you are understanding things, and Jan Oberhauser, once again, and everyone under him, apart from me, are really, really smart people. When you're doing so, companies like SAP, I think is the first software company in Europe, right? Is the size, no?
Yeah, I mean,
it was
for sure.
It
is one of the giants.
Okay, is one of the giants.
So for ones who don't know what is SAP, is the most famous ERP software to manage basically every single invoice, order, and so on. Like typically companies are using SAP everywhere.
Yes. And so, yeah.
And sorry, I think also SAP is one of your investors now, or not?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, if it is not like SAP, maybe is, and probably is, but if it's not SAP, it's NVIDIA, so.
Cool, okay.
We are not talking about me investing in a startup, right? Or you or someone else, like not normal people. Like it's just huge, huge, huge brands that believe in one dream that then becomes reality. Because N10, before becoming N10, waited for like the first million, the first million, there was a bug, sorry. The first million was done, I think, after 3 years, something like this. And I hope it's not a secret, but it's just because software is heavy, SaaS is heavy, and when SaaS is heavy, you need to have 50 engineers building day or night. That's it.
So going back to a question, like SAP partnership, what does it mean? Like you have companies coming to you, automating workflows on SAP with N10?
Yes.
Is it correct?
Yes. So, I mean, in general, more than SAP, and it's the same with SAP, in general, N10 is PLG, no? It's product-led growth. So it means that you are using N10 at home to light your bulbs, and then you are working, you're not the head of the director of AI, but you are a normal, let's say, employee in a company, and then you're going to your manager and you're saying, hey, with this tool we can do everything, so please let's buy it, that's it. And that's how, I guess, we arrived there. But again, it's a mechanism that is pull, not push. So we didn't, it's attracting value,
okay,
right?
Yeah, the normal way of
exactly.
Nowadays startups, basically,
correct.
You can use it for free,
correct.
and then if you want to adopt it in the
correct.
company,
correct.
It grows. So just to conclude, guys, do you have questions for Emilio? apart from studying, but we study a lot here. So it was.
You will enable them.
So it's a good place to study this one. But do you have questions on N8N related to maybe businesses, how we do business, or whatever? You can ask Emilio. Any question? Okay, so we don't have any question, Emilio.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So,
Everyone.
guys, thank you for staying with us until basically 8 p.m. So next time we're gonna actually change a bit format. So I'm just spoiling, a bit of a new format. It's going to be more open mic. So we'll keep a single session with the latest news, and then invite you to do comments, have a discussion. We actually did it yesterday with the startups in our exponential science batch, so it was very successful, I think. And so we want to try to replicate and keep a bit more the mic open for you. So please come studying. I know you study. Follow our newsletter. By the way, again, we share news every day. If you don't like the newsletter, please send us an email, just replying to the newsletter. We will read it. It will not be AI, so we still are not out of a job because we need to guide the AI. And again, thank you so much for coming, and hope to see you the next time. Okay, thank you very much.